Hey everybody, this is Draul from the Drastik Measure. I'm gonna be looking at Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem. It recently hit Steam today through early access alpha. The game was previously known as Umbra. I got to play a pre-alpha of it many months ago. I don't really remember exactly when, but I know it was around June or July when I played when it was known as Umbra. This is a action RPG Diablo style game, but they said it's Diablo plus Skyrim. I don't really know how I see that just yet, but it's still early in development. I've not gotten very far into the game. One of the things I'm going to show you, and I'll get there, is this is going to be like a first impressions kind of deal. I have played the game for about 50 minutes. The game I found is extremely buggy. Yes, it is an alpha. It is early access, so keep that in mind. But yes, this is a game that is being paid for as of today. I do believe it was a Kickstarter game, and everyone knows that I, Draw from the Drastik Measure, believe that if you are taking money for a game, it needs to be polished to a point where it's playable. Now, I'm going to show you some things, and I want you guys to tell me in the video after I upload it, does this seem playable to you? Because to me, it's very unplayable. And note that I will have the FPS counter running, so keep an eye on that. So here we go. We're gonna swap over. We're gonna play Wolcen. Okay, so graphic settings, we're running very high, so you can see all the settings we're doing. We're going to turn that on so you can see the FPS counter. Advanced settings, I guess we don't really need that on. Right, the sound effects are really good for this game, and the game is beautiful. In a lot of ways, I feel like that is the only thing that is good about the game. Well, that's not true. I mean, there are things that are going to be good about the game. Like I said, this is an alpha. This is a first impressions video of sorts. Because I've already played it, it's not really first impressions, but you get the picture. At any moment, this guy is going to put on a green hat, a green shirt, and denim blue jean shorts, and he's going to say, "You can't see me," dun 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 dun, because this dude looks straight up like John Cena. Also, he looks like he's getting ready to spank it. I'll show you once I get in game. The dude looks like he's getting ready to just start jerking it with the way he's holding his hand. Okay, so you notice here, okay, FPS is dropped to 10, 5, 10, 10, 11. It's still loading all the textures and stuff. It's lower right now than usual because of the video recording. So give me 2 seconds and I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to lower the settings. Now that you've seen the way the game looks, right? So I'm going to lower the settings. Actually, hold on, let me go back. I'm going to move around a bit. I want you to see what I see. Like, you see the way the camera jerks around. It's like the camera is meant to be following him, but if you make a movement too fast, the camera is trying to go the way that you are moving and doesn't actually follow the character. A lot of the characters are twitching and jerking around as well. Sometimes I can even talk to this guy. It happened earlier. I died. I accidentally closed my game, and I had to restart it. And when I started it, it says, wait a minute, something's going on. But this guy never showed up, so I couldn't continue to talk to him to get the quest. It worked this time, so that's good. But that being, that in a way is a game-breaking bug. Yes, you have to restart your game. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. It happened to me twice. Okay, so this right now is frame rate drop you're seeing. Okay, so I'm going to swap my graphic settings, let's say, to high, and see the FPS difference. Again, I can play the game when I'm not recording. It's running at 45 frames, so just keep that in mind for me as this is happening. Last time I tried changing my settings in game, it crashed. The other time I tried changing it, it sat here for a good like 5 minutes before it finally actually changed my settings. So far, my experiences have not been very good. The game is pretty, and the game sounds are immersive. But as far as functionality, the game doesn't function very well at all. And being that it's an alpha, you're not going to see a lot of optimization yet either. So what you're seeing now, well, what you might be seeing is, I mean, even the low frame rate I'm getting now on high while streaming or recording is going to be higher when optimization comes in. They said most of the time developers don't optimize an alpha. Lately, however, they have been polishing their games when they go in early access because it's still business, right? You still need the money. And if someone is buying your game, especially now that Steam does refunds, you don't want them to take their money back, right? So you need to be able to keep their money, and you want to be able to. So the consumer needs to be happy. I noticed that a lot of reviews that were on Steam have been taken down, and then other reviews are saying ignore the reviews that are up because they're not true reviews because the developers uploaded the wrong build. In that sense, that is still a mistake on the developer's part. Yes, everyone's human, but again, this is a consumer product that someone is buying for and paying for immediate play. Okay, so frame rate went up to 13. The game still looks really good. Again, this is on CryEngine. Okay, I'm going to adjust it one more time. Actually, let me move around a bit. You'll notice that frame rate has gone up a bit, not all that much. Wow, okay, yeah. See, I'm trying to move and the frame rate's just tanking. Okay, so let me change it one more time. We're going to go down to medium. And then I'm also going to do a quick thing, making sure that we're going to go to details. We're going to make sure that everything is running right on the priority end. For those of you that don't know this little trick, if you're streaming and sometimes you have issues where your end of the game is running fine, but when you're streaming, the encoding says there's frame drop. Something you can do is you can open Task Manager, go to details, and set priority for the CPU on that said program. Alright, so we're going to go back in. And it's probably going to be a black screen for a few seconds as it finishes loading the system settings. I was saying, if you spend $20 on a game, you go to the store, you see it on the front page, hey, this is great. Yes, they do put the big early access titles on there, but you are still spending $19.99 to play this game. You want to support the developers. But as a consumer, you're also looking for a semi-playable product, right? So this isn't very playable. So you notice the camera, even on lower settings, with the FPS drop, it is worse because the FPS drop also it changes it big time. But notice there's still a lot of twitching in the I don't know if it's the animations, but it does feel as if the actual animate or the camera is glitching and not following the character the way it's meant to. Now, this is on medium now. Look how the game still looks beautiful on medium. And here I'm going to spin my character around, and you're going to look at him as he's ready to start jerking one. There you go. Alright, let's go. Thumbs up, let's go. Alright, now, we're going to come down here. Note that on the map, you see an exclamation mark, but this guy has nothing. Now, it says bounty, start bounty. No descriptions whatsoever. Opens the portal. I guess I go through this portal. What is this screen? Sometimes when you're on that screen, you will also see, there's a giant key here. You've picked up @red key. Again, alpha, but there are some things a player shouldn't see, and item description or item taglines and database numbers and stuff are generally things you should fix before letting players have your game. And I'm going to show you. I don't have a book really to learn. See, I hit I right now. I guess it's I is the inventory button. I don't know, but my whole game's frozen. Okay, there we go. Let me see if I can do it with this real quick. Let me go to my spells. I'm going to click this slot and then change this ability to this one. Alright. Now I'm in the inventory. Now I'm going to right click this button on this item to equip it. Okay, it's not doing it now. Of course, it's also not equipping the item. Okay, so it seems as soon as I start recording, the game doesn't want to show it. I might need a book to actually do it, though, because I would notice it was happening more with books and that sort of thing. Okay, and I'm going more for mana regen, so let's... also, unless there's no save button here, if something happens, your game crashes or whatever, if you don't actually finish the mission, it's like it's using checkpoints, but they're not common. I don't know. You can lose your progress. On some of the items, I'm sure you can notice the item descriptions are off. The game is beautiful. I cannot deny that. The game is very pretty, especially from the particle effects. The sound effects are great. The visuals of the game are great. The camera so far is the biggest issue, and it makes me motion sick, and so it's really hard to play that. Running at a steady 54 frames on medium settings when in the dungeon. There's lots of stuff that has no description, so you don't really know what they are, what they do, or that's the point of them. Sometimes when you're in loading screens, you can see the names of characters moving around. Like just then, like you see that, whatever that was, there's like an aura glowing through the rock. Okay, so I got the book here. We'll see if it does it this time. And like I said, it's possible that all of my previous bugs have been due to frame rate. It's very possible. So I'm going to... See, I clicked it that time, and it works. So, maybe changing... so I've changed resolution, and I've changed... what did I get? Meteor. So it does actually seem that many of my issues that I've had so far may have been linked to frame rate. Because now I got the skills on my bars the same way I did before, and it's not doing it. So I don't know if since the last time I played they patched. Power up. What would utility add to it? Whatever. So as you get abilities, you pick up skill books and can learn them. So I guess that's kind of something from Skyrim in a sense. Because they had the scrolls that you had to find and learn those. But then as you use them, they have their own separate experience. See, there's you can see stuff through loading screens, and the UI's there. There's maybe put up, hey, this is a loading screen, something. I think that it's a UI glitch. Actually, I think I see the word load or loading down here behind all this. There's things down here that say 500, 2000, no description whatsoever on them. I have no idea what this actually is. There's no character portrait. I'm not sure if this game was meant to. Wow, I'm not sure if this game was meant to have controller support. But after these guys are dead, I will move with the control stick to show you what it was doing, and we'll see if we still have the same problems. Ooh, boy. Wow. That was kind of crazy. Am I stunned? Oh, now I'm stuck in T-pose. Oh, look at that. Okay then. Alright, so move with the controller. Don't know if it's meant to have controller support, but this is what it does. And if I continue, so let's move down, just down, he does that. If I go up, oh. Okay, help. I don't think it's meant to have controller support, but I think because it's on the CryEngine, it does this. But I'm using a official Xbox One controller, and this is what happens. Open a chest and got nothing out of it. So far I've opened like 8 chests and got nothing. If it is giving me anything and putting directly in my inventory, maybe it should tell me. And I'm not doing this to be malicious. I'm doing this as a first impressions video. What the heck? Why is it? What the? That's random. I like my lightning. I noticed that I don't know if there's not actually any healing items in the game, or if maybe I gotta get a spell, but dude is straight up kicking my ass. There are different elemental effects, so like if you, like for this example, as I just froze that guy, when they're frozen they take more damage from melee attacks. It could be just they just take more damage from blunt. I'm not too sure on that one, but it does seem that they take more damage. Oh, look, regold drop from that one. So I guess chests aren't guaranteed loot, maybe. It could be a drop table bug. If I get a response back, I will, make sure you guys know. And again, very important. This is early access. This is an early access game. When this game officially releases, I'm sure it'll be a lot better in terms of bugs and a little more playable. I can tell you now that the camera jumping and some of the other glitches have gone, or they're bearable now at this point. And the game crashed. Or did it? What's happening? Yep, game crashed. So everything you just saw me do is gone. And that has happened to me 3 times now. So that is going to be it for this video. First impressions of the game. From an early access standpoint, there are some nice things about it. The game has great graphics. I would not purchase this at $19.99. I want to support the developers, but as an early access title, this is not, to me, this is not a playable game. From the crashing and losing your what you've done, your progression, to a lot of really small bugs. Depending on, cause like I said, when I'm playing the game and I'm not recording and I'm playing on high settings, I'm still getting 45 frames, but I'm still having that insane twitchiness going on. So I cannot suggest anyone buy this game yet. I do believe in the developers eventually being able to get to their game to where it can be developed. And I know that early access is basically a way of kickstarting a game. It's not exactly kickstarting, but you're supporting developers and paying for them. However, at the same time, you also don't want to risk supporting a bad developer, giving them money, and then their game never getting finished, or then saying, okay, well, we don't know how to fix this, and just releasing a game as is. For example, any game developed by Code Hatch. Check out my previous review on the game Reign of Kings. You'll see what I said during early access, and a lot of the things I commented on never changed during development time. They did basically exactly what they did with their other game, Starforge. So you got to be careful when you're supporting an early access game, and when a game is like this. When a game is like this current state, this is not a game that you should support. Not yet. That is sad for the developers, but again, this is business. This is a consumer product. There's developers are using a consumer as a beta tester in a lot of ways, trying to remove that middleman tester in a lot of cases, and it shouldn't be that way. They should be paying us, right? Because there's people out there that get paid to test games, but we're paying for them. Now, I did get a key for this game as a press copy to preview and create content for. So I do hope, and I want to believe, that developers of Wolcen Studios, or whatever they are now, I do hope, and I want to have faith that they will fix the bugs with the game. I played the Umbra alpha build, pre-alpha build, whatever, months ago, and in a lot of ways it felt more polished than the build we have now, but there's more of a game in what we have now. So let me know what you guys think, and you'll be seeing more from me soon. www.thedrastikmeasure.com